Hello, everyone, and welcome to Soul Stained Ink. My name is Beth, and I am here with a quick middle grade May slash book a day in May update for you, as well as my current reads for the weekend. So, in the month of May, I believe I have completed 10 books. We'll count them in a minute. I've got Goodreads up on my computer. So I'll just read you the titles and tell you what I rated the books, but I'm not going to go into much detail. If you would like to know more, have me do a review, let me know in the comments down below. Most of these were either audiobooks or have gone back to the library, so I can't hold anything up for you just yet. The first book I've got on here is Garvey's Choice. I have spoken to you guys about that one. I rated it a 4 out of 5 stars. That is by Nikki Grimes. It's great. It is written in verse. Absolutely loved it. You should check it out. The next book I completed was The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle, and that was a picture book I read with my first and second graders. It's also great. I gave that one a 4 out of 5 as well. Elena and I finished Anne of Green Gables. Elena still has 2 chapters to go. We've had a very, very busy week, and I didn't think the last 2 chapters of Anne of Green Gables was something we should be reading right before the talent show. So she hasn't completed it yet, but I finished my reread of it and gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I also listened to Chris Grabenstein's Riley Mack and the Other Known Troublemakers. It was one of the Audible originals that you could get for free last month. So I got it, listened to it at the beginning of May, and it's great. I love Chris Grabenstein. He's an amazing middle grade author. He's hilarious. I gave this a 4.25 out of 5 stars. It was yet another hit. Next, I read Freaky Monday by Mary Rogers. This one was cute. It's kind of a weird take on the body swap thing where a teacher and a student swap places and have to figure it out. Like I said, it was cute, but not my favorite trope ever. And I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. That just wasn't everything I wanted. And then I completed How I Became a Ghost by Tim Tingle. This was also a reread for me. It is a fabulous middle grade book, and I was actually writing curriculum, some worksheets and things so that I can use it with one of my classes next year. And this I gave 5 out of 5 stars. If you have not read anything by Tim Tingle, I highly suggest that you go and do so. He's an amazing author. He's a Choctaw storyteller. He is either one of the first or the first, and I think he's the first that was allowed to go into the huts with the elders of the Choctaw Nation and record their voices and take pictures of them and get their stories and write them down. He has nonfiction books as well as middle grade, young adult, and adult books that focus on Choctaw history, Choctaw mythologies, things of that nature, just the culture in general. He has How I Became a Ghost is the beginning of a middle grade series all about kind of the Trail of Tears, and it's absolutely fabulous. You should definitely check it out. All right, next I read Amelia Bedelia Means Business, which is the first of the Amelia Bedelia chapter books, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I got Elena the first 5 at a Books Are Fun book fair thing that the teachers get to buy stuff from every couple of weeks at our school. And she and I have been reading through that first book, so I'll probably be reading a couple more of those this month as well. I also completed an adult book called Never Tell. It's one of the Detective Dee Warren mysteries by Lisa Gardner. It's kind of a thriller mystery, police crime, something. I don't know. It's book number 10 in the series, but I've never read any of the other books, and I still gave this one like a 3.8 out of 5 stars. So on Goodreads, it says 4 out of 5. It was pretty interesting. I also completed Absolutely Truly by Heather Vogel Frederick. And this is the first in the Pumpkin Falls mysteries. I don't know if there are any others of them out, but it was the first one in the series. And I did enjoy it. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars, but it's definitely a higher 3 than the Freaky Monday book. It reminds me of like Nancy Drew and Trixie Belden updated. So it was good, but it just wasn't quite Trixie Belden. And Trixie Belden is a very high standard, and I understand that. But you gotta get to Trixie, guys. It was still a good book, and it was a very cute mystery for middle schoolers. I enjoyed it as well. And then finally, today I listened to the audiobook of Pip Bartlett's Guide to Magical Creatures, which is the first book in the Pip Bartlett series. As far as I know, there are 3 in that series. As soon as I finished the first one, I started the second one. It was written by Jackson Pierce and Maggie Stiefvater. Yes, that Maggie Stiefvater. So it's obviously already, it's going to be super cute. And there's some great language in it. Definitely a middle grade book, but one that adults can enjoy as well. And I know I'm an adult that enjoys middle grade books just as a rule, but this was definitely on the better written end of some of the middle grade fantastical books that I have read. So those are all the books I finished reading so far this month. Let's count them up, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Yes, 10. There are 10 of them. Yeah. That means I have so far managed to complete a book a day in May. Yes. I feel like I'm missing a book on here, though. I don't know where. I don't know what. I feel like I'm missing a book. Maybe that's just wishful thinking. All right. So, like I said, I am listening to Pip Bartlett's Guide to Magical Creatures, which is actually not Guide to Magical Creatures. It's the Care and Training of Unicorns, I believe. Book number 2 in the Pip Bartlett series. I'm also getting ready to start No One Needed to Know by DJ Driver. This book was sent to me for review, and I read a couple of pages and then got super busy, set it down, and forgot where I put it. When I found it, I put it back on my shelf. So, sorry about that. The lighting went wonky. All my fault. But this is about a little girl who has an older brother who is autistic, and she's growing up and she's kind of embarrassed about him. So I'm really looking forward to taking a little bit of time. It's a very short book. It's less than 130 pages. So I'm looking forward to reading this and telling you guys about it, even though I was supposed to do that a while ago, and to listening to more of Pip Bartlett's stories because they're awesome. I would really like to find them in physical copy because Maggie Stiefvater did some of the writing as well as illustrating the stories, and you just know that they've got to be fantastical. That's all I've got for you guys today. We're going to try to make it to the library tomorrow morning, so I will probably have a Saturday library haul for you guys up pretty quickly after you see this, I'm sure. And then I'm gonna, relax. I'm gonna go see Endgame Saturday afternoon. Sunday is Mother's Day, so we get a catered lunch at church, and then I'm gonna relax some more, and then one more week of school before it's time for summer break. So I'm gonna be cleaning my classroom and trying to force children to complete final projects. So we'll see if I can keep reading. This may all go downhill. I may be reading a bunch of children's books to try to catch up on my book a days. But that's all right. I'd love to know what you guys are reading and if you've read anything I discussed. And again, if you would like for me to do any more in-depth discussions or reviews on any of the books I mentioned today, come down in the comment section and let me know. Or just leave me an emoji or a little note telling me that you watched it. I will talk to you guys again soon. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. Bye.